the topic of biopsies from the bladder or posterior urethra, when, how, and where. So we know the carcinoma of urinary bladder is a field change disease, and in any patient of positive cytology, a high-grade tumor in the bladder or urothelium should always be suspected. And in patients with T1 tumors, there is many time association of CIS. Also, the reported incidence of prostatic urothelial carcinoma is in the range of 16 to 48%. So why do we need random biopsies? The goals are to identify multifocality, concomitant CIS, and also proper grading and risk categorization of the tumor in order to decrease recurrence and progression, and also in some cases to guide further treatment. So whenever we have a patient of localized bladder tumor, in which we are going to do a TURBT as a definitive procedure. So inevitably, it lands up in one of these conditions. So in one of these categories, you can divide it. And at the end of this discussion, we would like to answer the question in which of these a random biopsy from a bladder or posterior urethra may be needed. So this was a paper published last year by J. Pallav and et al., in which they evaluated the management of patients with normal cystoscopy but positive cytology. I think everyone would agree that in this case, since there is no visible tumor, a random biopsy should be done. And in their algorithm, they indicated that a random biopsy from the bladder and posterior urethra should be done once you have ruled out any visible tumor. And mind you, this was done before even selective catheterization of the upper tracts to evaluate positive cytology. When we talk of T1 bladder cancers, although guidelines have not talked much about T1 bladder cancer for random biopsies, this paper a couple of years back evaluated clinical significance of random bladder biopsy in primary T1 bladder tumor. There were 82 patients, and out of 82 patients, 11 patients who did not undergo simultaneous random bladder biopsies, or 12 patients who were immediately followed up by cystectomy after initial TURBT, they were excluded, and ultimately a cohort of 59 patients was seen. And out of these, 15 patients had positive biopsy, which was equivalent to presence of CIS. So out of these 15 patients, if you see, these 5 patients were only diagnosed, that is the 1/3 of the patients were only diagnosed by random biopsies from the normal looking mucosa. And the 10 patients had CIS positive from both TUR specimen as well as biopsy specimen. So although these numbers are small, but you can see on Kaplan-Meier curves, the patients who had positive biopsy only on the random biopsy from normal mucosa had much worse recurrence-free survival and progression-free survival. And these patients would have been missed if the random biopsy was not done in this study in these patients. And they further concluded that on multivariate analysis, this was the only factor, the random biopsy positive tumors was the only factor which was significant for recurrence. So this paper, which evaluated the significance of prognostic implications of prostatic urethra involvement in non-muscle invasive bladder cancer, which was published last year in World Journal of Urology. In this, the non-muscle invasive high-risk bladder cancer patients were, out of 177 patients, the prostatic urethral involvement was seen in 35% of the patients on final biopsy. And they concluded that prostatic urethral involvement was an independent predictor of overall mortality. And it was seen that urothelial cancer recurrence, urothelial cancer specific mortality, as well as overall mortality was much worse in patients who had prostatic urethral involvement rather than those who did not have involvement. So if you are planning, and mind you, these were the patients who had a non-muscle invasive bladder cancer, high risk NMIBC. And if you're planning for a conservative bladder treatment for these patients, it is, according to them, imperative to do a prostatic urethral biopsy from the posterior urethra in order to have an idea how these patients are going to behave. So another study which evaluated the usefulness of transurethral biopsy for staging prostatic urethra before radical cystectomy consisted of 272 patients, and in these 272 patients, 37% of the patients had prostatic involvement by urothelial carcinoma, and most of the patients in which it was carcinoma in situ or invasive urothelial carcinoma in the posterior prostatic urethra was diagnosed by transurethral biopsy itself. Only in those patients in which the prostatic urethra involvement was by transmural route, they were not diagnosed enough. But other patients, the numbers were small for those patients, and but other patients were diagnosed, and this has a specificity of 100% and sensitivity of 71%. So they concluded that prostatic biopsy can complement staging and support clinical decision with respect to neoadjuvant chemotherapy and planning for an orthotopic neobladder. So regarding the technique, we all know the locations. It is well documented. It's a cold cup biopsy from these locations, except from prostatic urethra. When we are suspecting non-muscle invasive, in cases of non-muscle invasive bladder cancer, when we are not suspecting stromal invasion, you can do a cold cup biopsy. Otherwise, from prostatic urethra, precollicular 5 and 7 o'clock loop biopsy is indicated. And these should be labeled in labeled and sent in separate containers. And also to improve the yield of the biopsy, we may use fluorescence cystoscopy or a narrowband imaging. Now, what does the guideline says? Guidelines for the bladder biopsy, EAU says that in patient with positive urine cytology or with history of high-grade non-muscle invasive bladder cancers, or in tumors which have non-papillary appearance, mapping biopsies from normal looking mucosa is recommended apart from any suspicious mucosa. And for prostatic urethral biopsies, it says that any tumor which is located in trigon bladder neck or the presence of CIS, and in cases of multiple tumors, you should consider taking prostatic urethral biopsies. The similar guidelines are for AU, SUO, which also have almost similar indications. So what is the take-home message? Coming back to the slides, I think we'll all agree for low-risk TA tumors or single tumors which are very smaller in size, mostly 1 centimeter or lesser, there is no need of taking a biopsy from normal mucosa. However, in cases of where there is a positive cytology with no visible tumor or a high-grade tumor, according to the guidelines also and the literature also, it is recommended to take a biopsy. Regarding T1 tumors, it is there's not enough mention about T1 tumors and random biopsy in the guidelines. However, the literature says that should be strongly considered. For T2 tumors, we don't need to take any random biopsies from the bladder, as because the treatment is going to be either radiation or cystectomy. However, prostatic urethral biopsy should be taken in order to counsel the patient for orthotopic neobladder. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Puneet, for a very crisp presentation and a very nice summary of the indications of doing the biopsy.